Hello again, guys. Let's go and check out Azure Virtual Desktop and Remote Apps. So in our initial configuration, we had our virtual machines that were deployed as a host pool into our Azure Virtual Desktop configuration. Okay, and what we could essentially do with all our configuration is have our users like Bob connect with RDP via the Windows app on their computer into one of these virtual machines, and they would receive at the other end a full desktop session with start buttons and all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, now what about if we wanted Bob not here to have this sort of full desktop environment, but just actually have the applications he needs to work with? So this virtual machine that we've actually got at the moment has got 365 actually installed on it, which is good. So we actually have installations already for things like Word and PowerPoint and Excel. And what we're actually going to do is basically get to the scenario where we can launch something inside here like Word and actually have that displayed to Bob as just the Word application. So he doesn't see the full desktop session. Now, to do that, we've got a couple of kind of ways of doing it. But one of the easiest ways of doing this is just to install the software I need onto that virtual machine and configure it as a remote app. So yeah, let's go forward and let's go do that. It's pretty straightforward. So back over here on the Azure Virtual Desktop environment, I've still got my host pools. I've still got one called YouTube Demo. It's in UK South. I have a machine. I have a machine called YouTube One. Okay. This machine is still running Windows 11, and inside that machine we have Office 365 actually running. I say Office 365, Microsoft 365 running. I keep calling it Office 365. Let's go and check that out. So if I'm on that Windows application and I connect to the session desktop, I should have a session desktop that looks like this. And you'll see inside there I've got Word and Excel and PowerPoint. But what I actually really want to do is get just these things running alone, not actually have a full session for Bob. Now, that's pretty easy to do. We're just going to disconnect that session for the moment. What we need to do is we need to create an application group. Now, we do have this YouTube Demo DAG application group. That's for the full remote desktop session. So I'm going to make another one down here. And we're going to put this resource group into Mike AVD YouTube. This is going to connect to that YouTube demo, and we're going to use a remote application, not a full desktop session. We'll call this YouTube Apps for the moment, and now I can start to add applications to this. Now I do have a couple of options down here: app attached, start menu, and file path. I'm just going to stick with start menu at the moment because that is the easiest for me to do in this demo. When using this from start menu, what this is actually doing is it's looking inside the host machine for all of the installed applications on that host machine. It's going to here, you can see I've got things like Access and Character Map and ODBC data stores, but I've also got things like Word. So let's go and just do Word for the moment. We don't need any command lines for that. That's winword.exe. Everything's good. It's going to use the default icon. That's always nice. And we're going to add that in. Oh, let's add another application because I feel like it from the start menu. Let's go and add in Excel. We'll do the same thing for Excel, very quick and easy. And maybe one more application. Let's go and add in from the start menu, review and whoops. Let's go and add in from the start menu. Let's go and add in registry editor. No, that would be a bit too much, wouldn't it? Let's go and add in Let's just go and drop in PowerPoint actually. Yes, we'll stick with the Office 365 stack for the moment. Now, if I wanted more applications here, all I would have to do is actually go into the host machines and install those applications. I could install them manually if I wanted to. Now, this sort of process of installing things manually inside the hosts does limit you in regards to scalability. But if you've only got a couple of machines running, if you've only got, 5-6 users running with this AVD scenario, that might actually be all you need. There's no point in overcomplicating something when you can manage it very quickly and easily if you've only got a couple of users. Now, of course, if you're scaling this to hundreds of users, you're going to need to put in a lot more work to kind of get this automatic. So who are we going to assign this to? Well, we could assign this to those AVD users as we had before. So if I come down in here into AVD users, I could do that. But there's a slight problem with this, okay? So Bob is actually a member of this AVD users group, as we saw from the last demo. And that was applied to this session desktop. Now you can either have sessions or remote app. We can't have both at the same time. So what I might do is here, before I go and add users in, I'm going to go and pop over to entra.microsoft.com. And within here, I'm going to go and create a new group. So let's go and create a new group. Let's go into all groups down here. Let's create a new group. We'll call it security group, and we'll call this AVD apps users. Okay. Membership is assigned, and the members are going to be, I'm going to add Bob. Now remember, Bob is already a member of the AVD users group, which is the one that actually has access to the sessions, the full desktop sessions. And as I just said, it's an or, not an and. So I'm going to have to take him out of this. Okay, so we'll just go and remove Bob from that AVD users. So Bob is no longer a member and won't get a full desktop session. So let's go and add these entry users in here. Let's go and take my new group that I just created, which is not appearing down here. Oh, there it is, sorry, AVD app users. Let's go and select that one. Okay, and when we get to Workspace, we're just going to ignore that for the moment, and we're just going to click into Advanced. We don't want any diagnostics, we don't want any tags, and we're going to go and review and create this. So I've got Word, Excel, and PowerPoint that's assigned to AVD app users. Great. Give that a second to go, and it's a good time to go and take yourself a nice cup of tea. And let's go back to that resource down there inside YouTube apps. So now I have 3 applications, 1 assignments. That's all good. Let's drop back down here to Azure Virtual Desktop. Let's go into Workspaces. And I have this workspace called My YouTube Demo down here. And I have a couple of application groups, the YouTube Demo DAG. I'm going to go and add in here my YouTube Apps application group. Select that. And now I've actually got my YouTube Apps and my YouTube Demo DAG down here, both in that application group that workspace. So now, if I pop back over to the Windows app, and if I go and sign out, oh, I don't even need to sign out of Bob. We can just refresh this, and you'll notice that the devices have actually disappeared. But if I go and click on apps, I should, hopefully, fingers crossed, once this refreshes, might take a minute or so, see my available applications. And there we go, we've got our applications set up here. We've got Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. That actually did require me to sign out and sign back into Bob again. The refresh seemed to have hung. So now if I go and launch something like Excel, what's actually going to happen here is that Excel application is actually going to start inside that host machine. So I just need to give Bob's password down here. It's going to start it on that machine, and it's going to show me that Excel application directly on my computer without showing me the rest of the full session and the full desktop. Okay, so slight tiny problem there with logging in. I'd forgot something. I'd forgot that on the IAM controls, for AVD, I still needed to add that AVD apps users group because I created that new group. I needed to give it permission to go and log on to the systems because these are underneath the RDP connections. So now everything should work well. And if I go and launch something like Word on here, it's going to launch Word. And it's saying starting to get started with Word because Bob doesn't actually have a license for Word at the moment. But what you've actually got here is a full version of Word running remotely. So let's go and close that down. Maybe what I want to do is I want to go and actually add yet another application to this. So let's try that. What's the easiest way I can do it without overcomplicating the situation? Well, if I pop into my host pools, my YouTube pool down here, let's go directly into that one virtual machine I'm actually using. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, so the easiest possible way to do this is I'm over here inside my YouTube One virtual machine. Okay, so we're looking directly at the VM of the host. If I go into Bastion servers, I can go and connect to this Bastion server with my local administrator password on that machine. So I've connected to that on here. Let's just go and confirm a few options, because Bastion server allows me to remote control this through a web browser. That's nice. And let's just install a new piece of software. Okay, I mean, I could do this in a few different ways, but let's do this as manual as possible just so you guys can see all the steps. So let's go and take something that we all need on a daily basis. Let's go and take VLC, one of the greatest pieces of software ever made, nice and free. Should definitely donate to these guys if you haven't already donated to them. So we're going to download VLC, and we're just going to install that straight into this computer. Again, you know, if you've got hundreds of people, this is not really the way to do things. And what we need to do then is do MSIX and do app attach packages and set up profiles. We'll get to that later on in another video when we talk about FS logics and when we talk about MSIX files and how to do actual app attaches automatically inside here. So let's just wait for VLC to install on this computer and then we can carry on. All right, there we go. Let's go and run VLC, make sure it's actually working on the machine, which it is. Great, that's fine. Let's close that down now, and I can also disconnect from this session as well. So let's just go into my admin here, and we'll just sign out and close off the Bastion session. Let's go back to my AVD environment, my Azure Virtual Desktop environment over here. Let's go back to my application groups. Let's go back to this YouTube apps application group. So remember, we had in here Excel, PowerPoint, Word. Great. Let's get VLC in here too. So inside the start menu, hopefully we should find, here we go, VLC. Now that's actually been installed. Display name, VLC Media Player, all good. Same icon, all good. Let's go and add that application in. And yeah, it's added. So now if I go back to Bob over here and Bob's Windows account or Bob's Windows app, I'm going to need to refresh this and hopefully, keep your fingers crossed again, it might need to log out and log in again. This application can be a little sketchy. We should see VLC. Yeah, it does appear like the refresh is not playing ball. So let's just go sign out and sign in again. Get Bob's password in and go to his apps. There we go. There's VLC. Signing out, signing in again, kicked it in. Let's go and open up VLC, configuring remote session, and we should find I have VLC running here on that remote computer, but it looks like it's running like a normal desktop application. But we can see down here at the very bottom, this is actually a remote app. How cool is that? Very quick, very straightforward to get remote apps up and running on a computer. Now, there is much more complication to this later on when we actually get to start talking about things like app attach and being able to package applications up in app attach. So these can be dynamically added to a machine rather than having to install them on every single host. But we'll get to that in another video. So I hope you join me next time and you enjoyed this. Bye-bye. And you know the routine, hashtag like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video and will join me next time. Goodbye.